Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today I am back with a fairly spacious family home. This is a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house coming in at 110,874 simoleons, and we are building on a 30 by 20 lot Sequoia cottage in Sequoia. The concept behind this build is something that I've had on my to-do list for a while and was a direct suggestion from one of you all, which was to create a home for a blended family, or a family where the parents have children from previous marriages or just their life in general, and they are all moving in together into one house. And I liked the idea of that, and this has been a home that through building it, I came up with the storyline a little bit more, and I was thinking that this couple has been together for a while. And in addition to having their children from the past living in this house, they are currently expecting a new baby, or perhaps the child is now an infant. I kind of set up like an infant nursery situation in their bedroom, and I think it looks so cute. I was really excited about this build, so I really hope you will enjoy it. If you do and you'd like to download it, it is available on the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You could also find it under the hashtag Gryphi, and that information will also be in the description down below as well. The outside of this build actually took me quite a long time to come to the final shape of. You can kind of see me fiddling with it here now and trying to figure out where I want to have bump outs and how I'm going to have the roof working. It was just one of those experimental builds, which tend to be some of my favorites I've done. I've mentioned that before. I like going into builds with like a very vague idea because I feel like the results are always more fun that way. So I was pretty happy with this build. I'm just figuring out the driveway area a little bit better and trying to make the front of the house just make a little bit more sense. I ended up using this door from Snowy Escape as a garage door. I use that a lot in builds when I want to have like a fake garage in the front of a build, and I always get questions about it. So that is a medium wall height door from the Snowy Escape expansion pack, but this is going to be pretty much the final shape of the outside of the house. I'm just changing the color of these columns here, and I'll be playing around with the roof in the back because I didn't fix that yet, as well as painting and picking out our windows. I did end up using a lot of windows that came with the Growing Together pack, which is where this world is from, Sequoia. I just thought that they were so pretty, and they really worked here. And of course, I try to make my houses sort of blend into the environment they are in, both with the landscaping and the style of home. So I feel like this one works here quite well. So yeah, just figuring out some more of the front of the house, playing around with the roof, trying to make it look as cohesive and intentional as possible. I also decided to have this little curved portion over the driveway. I just thought it looked so much nicer this way. It's like it's intentionally supposed to be there. So I was really happy with that, and then I'm just starting to paint the house. I started by putting down bricks, but I do end up getting rid of those in the end and using a different texture. But the house ends up being green and sort of brown on the outside, and I think it's really pretty. I was quite happy with the color scheme. I did play around quite a bit with if I wanted the garage to be white or brown, and all of the trims on the roof. I go back and forth a few times, but we figure it out in the end, and I think it looks really nice. But I'm starting to work on the landscaping now. I wanted to have some of these shrubs framing the house and also flower boxes. I thought these base game ones looked the best. I tried a couple of the other ones, but I cut out the footage of that because it would just be putting down a bunch of flower boxes over and over and not liking them. So I just kept in the ones that I actually ended up picking in the end, which I just think the base game ones are a nice classic one that make a lot of sense in most builds. So I was quite happy with those, and I also got a little side yard here with a fence, and I tried changing the colors of that a few different times, but I ended up keeping the white, and then I got a couple of cars in the driveway as well. These are not functional cars. We don't have functional cars in the game, unfortunately. They're just like decoration pieces. You can see them driving around in the various worlds in the background on the streets, so I just grabbed a couple of those as decoration to make the outside of this build look a little bit more realistic and lived in. And then we're getting some more flowers over here, a nice pathway to the side yard before working on the floor plan. So the primary bedroom is on the bottom floor, and then upstairs there are 3 other bedrooms. But right now I'm just trying to figure out where all the living spaces are going to be. So there ends up being a little bathroom right inside the front entrance, and then the kitchen is going to be over on this side of the build. I did put the window that came with this pack like backwards, so the outside is inside and vice versa, because I liked how the inside version looked on the outside of the build, if that makes sense. So it's a little odd, but it was covered by cabinets in the kitchen anyway, so I thought it was okay. I use a lot of these archways also from Growing Together. I think they are so beautiful and I love the size of them. So those worked quite nicely there. And that's where the living room is going to be. And then there's going to be a little hallway and bathroom over here and a very small garage space. Since we don't have functional cars in the game, I don't think it was necessary for the garage to look like it could fit a car. I just kind of used it as a skill building area and like storage. And then there's an ensuite bathroom. But we are upstairs now figuring out the floor plan here. And this ends up having a bathroom and 3 bedrooms. They are various sizes. The kids' bedrooms are quite small, whereas the teen bedroom is a lot bigger, but they end up being kind of fun sizes. I do rearrange upstairs a little bit to add more space to some of these rooms, and the hallway gets a lot smaller. I also end up having a laundry room up here, which worked quite well, and it was just a lot of fiddling. So you'll see that here momentarily, but downstairs, I'm just throwing furniture in the rooms to remember what everything's going to be. So like toilets in the bathrooms and all of that, and getting some more windows, trying to figure out the best placement for all of those. And then we should get to decorating here shortly. Just got to put down all of our flooring. I ended up going with this really pretty rich wood. And I used this tile from Jungle Adventure in the bathrooms and in the kitchen. I think it is really pretty. And just getting a nice railing on the stairs. And because outside has a platform up to the house, I decided just to put a little platform stepping down once you walk into the house. But starting here on the kitchen, I did end up changing out the cabinets to be these base game ones instead. They just felt a little bit more correct for this house. So that's what I ended up doing, and then getting our cabinets around that. I only have a few over here as there's that giant window, but I have like a full set of cabinets on the other side. And then we just got our fridge, and I ended up having a separate oven and stovetop, which I thought worked quite nicely here. But the oven was very glitchy. It kept popping out of the cabinet, and it was making me very frustrated. But in the end, it looks fine, so it's okay. I don't know why that was happening. I've never had that glitch before, but it happened so many times in this build. Let me know if you've experienced that glitch before, because that one's a new one for me. But anyway, this is where I put the sink, and we have just some curtains over it. And then I was scaling these ones with tulle and also playing around with just placing them on my own, trying to figure out the best way to place them over this window without them clipping. And that's what I came up with. I also just wanted to get a bunch of clutter around the space. I feel like with this big of a family, there's probably a little bit of mess in the kitchen as it's a lot of mouths to feed and there's a new baby in the household. It's probably pretty busy. And so I felt like the open box of cereal felt very like teenager to me. So I put that there. We have a bread box. We have some decorative plates over here that I was thinking one of the kids finger painted. Of course, the coffee pot, because you're probably going to need the caffeine to stay up and take care of this household. And I believe we got a plant over here as well. Yeah, I just wanted it to feel like a really nice, cozy family home that's probably a little bit hectic, pretty realistic in that way. And trying to figure out where to put a dishwasher. There wasn't room for one, but I did end up getting this mixer instead. I don't know why I got rid of the microwave for that. I feel like a microwave would have been more useful, but I just feel like the small appliances are still really exciting since we didn't get them that long ago. And I'm excited that we're getting some more small appliances with the new For Rent expansion pack coming out next month. I'm very excited about that fact. I can't stop thinking about it. There's going to be so many apartment builds on the channel once that comes out, and I can't wait to get building. But anyway, this is the dining room space. I opted for the chairs from Growing Together. I do end up changing the table out to be a different one. I think I ended up using one from Get Together, so the Together packs. And this side table is from the Horse Pack. I think that is so pretty. It works in a lot of homes. I feel like a lot of the things from Horse Ranch are a little bit difficult to use outside of that pack, but some of them I feel like are just very beautiful pieces, and this side table is one of them. But yeah, just decorating the side table here. We have some kids' arts and crafts. I also have like a place to keep some of their achievements and things like that above that. I just wanted this house to feel very family oriented, and like there's a lot of space for the kids to exist outside of just their bedrooms. I don't feel like I put a lot of toys around. It's just like stuff of theirs, because they probably play with their toys mostly in their rooms, but like belongings of theirs and like crafts and homework and stuff is all over the house, and I really liked that. I also put some like games up on the table. Maybe they have family game night. That sounds really fun. And then we are working on the living room. At first I was thinking I was going to use these sofas from Dream Home Decorator. I don't end up using those in the end, and I tried a few different ones, but I ended up going with the ones from the Desert Luxe kit. and I put some cushions on them, and I think these worked nicely because they're still neutral, but that allowed me to have a more colorful rug, and it just seems so cozy and warm, and I quite liked it. But at the same time, I always want to use a green couch because growing up, I had a green couch. Our couch was like a dark, like foresty green, but it was lots of threads together. So if you looked up close, there was like blue and red and green and a bunch of different colors, but just from looking at it, it was a really dark green. And so I always want to use green couches in family homes, but we don't really quite have the one that I had growing up. So I haven't done it, but I thought that this was a really cozy space, and I love this rug. I believe this one's also from Growing Together. I just think the swatch is so pretty. And then I just got this giant coffee table from the Parenthood pack, and I like using that one. Obviously it's from like a family oriented pack, but it makes sense to have a bunch of space for the family to like maybe do a puzzle or eat at the table, do homework together, do some crafting, all of that. So I like the idea of a big family coffee table. And then I decorated this platform as like a nice shelf behind the couch and put all kinds of like kids stuff on there. And then I also wanted to decorate this side table. I just wanted the space to feel very lived in. I don't think it's too messy, but it's obviously got a lot of clutter and feels lived in that way. And then I used this little side table from the kids' room stuff pack. I feel like I never use this in living rooms, but it worked so well with the red boxes on the sides and the wood tone. So I ended up using that. I also used some of these frames to put like family photos in. I thought that would be really cute for this area. And I got like a thing over in the corner that you can store magazines and books and stuff in, also from Parenthood. And then another space to hang up some family portraits. And then this is the half bathroom right inside the entryway. It's just a toilet and a sink, a couple of decorations. I kept it pretty simple. And I think I actually showed all of the bathrooms in this build. Usually I will cut most of them out, but I think I included them this time. But yeah, this is really simple entryway bathroom. The other bathroom on this floor is going to be the ensuite for the primary bedroom, which we will get to after the primary bedroom. But this is the entryway now. I got a nice little bookcase right outside the bathroom. And then I have a place to hang up your keys. I also ended up putting this cabinet, like kitchen cabinet here, because it looks like extra storage for coats and like a built-in piece. And I really liked that. And then I had this little nook that I had enough space to put a desk. So I thought like just a little office section made sense, whether, the parents need it for work or the kids doing homework and all of that. I guess it feels a little dated to me to have a family computer, but it's what I think of when I think of family homes, because growing up, that's what we had. Granted, it was like a big boxy computer, and when I was really little, it was dial-up and very different than now, but I still have the urge to put that in my builds. So we have a family computer here, and then this is just our entryway table. I also have that parenting board right next to the computer if you want to set curfews and stuff like that. I feel like the parenting gameplay could be really fun in a household like this. I haven't done that in a really long time, but I like the idea of it. Parenthood was one of my favorite game packs for the longest time. I feel like it probably still is. I think it's one of the stronger ones, both furniture-wise and gameplay-wise. It's just a really good one, and I've always really enjoyed family gameplay in The Sims. Like in The Sims 3 Generations was my favorite pack, and then getting Growing Together, I was so excited. But anyway, this is going to be the primary bedroom. I'm using a rug from the Horse pack. I think it is so pretty, this red swatch. So I was trying to find a bed that would match with it, but also bring in some fun colors. So I ended up with this bed from Growing Together. It has the reds and purples and blues, and it's just so pretty. I love these color combinations. They just feel so rich and vibrant. And then I just got a couple of side tables here, and I tried to decorate them a little bit, but I did get rid of one of them because I decided I wanted to have the crib in here for a new baby, a new infant. I thought that made a lot of sense and added to the storyline. And then it'd be fun to play with trying to figure out where you're going to put this kid after they get a little bit older, because there's not another bedroom. Are they going to share with one of their siblings, or are you going to renovate the house? I think it's kind of a fun idea, but I really wanted to have this big family home and have that storyline there. So that is what I opted to do. I also got a marriage certificate in here for the couple that has probably only been married for, I don't know, maybe a year or two. And then I have just like lots of decorations up above the changing table. I have some diapers up here, little shoes, the handprints, some wipes. It's just all really cute, and I was quite happy with it. And then on the bedside table, I think I just add a pair of glasses and some of the things you might need for a new baby. Some like little scissors or nail clippers for their nails and all that sort of stuff. But this is going to be the ensuite bathroom. It worked out pretty well with where I put the window. I was like, oh, perfect. That can be right above the toilet. And then the sink can go over here with the mirror. And we have a shower tub combo in here. I wanted to make sure I had that on this floor, as there is an infant here and then, eventually a toddler. You can bathe them in the sink, but I think it's nice to have the tub. And then if you decide that you want this family to have any pets, like a dog, you're going to need a tub anyway for them to go ahead and bathe the dog. So that's what I opted for. And then we're moving into the garage space, which is just kind of like a storage area. I end up having a woodworking table in here. We have a punching bag, darts, pumpkin carving, all of your decorations for the holidays, just like a bunch of stuff that would be nice to have in the house. But there's not like another place for, and having like a little garage space like this would be so perfect for that, which is another reason I would like to have cars in the game, because it would feel weird if they gave us garage stuff without having functional cars. But I would like more stuff for garages. I feel like they're just such a realistic space to have, and having all of the things that would make sense to put in a garage and have it all functional would be so nice. Like opening garage doors like we had in The Sims 3. I would love that. I also put our outdoor trash can in here so that you don't have to go outside to use that. And, it's just out of the way and it feels like a nice spot to put it. And then it's not an eyesore on the outside of the build either. And then I put a fire alarm in here, and I believe I put down a rug as well. It's a pretty simple room. I also added an old TV. I thought that was a cute touch, but I could see my Sims hanging out here and doing some woodworking, and I thought it was a cute little garage space. But heading upstairs now to the kids' bedrooms. The first one we're going to be decorating is this room, which is for somebody who really likes space. So of course I had to use the Space Game rug with the matching bed from Growing Together with this spaceship. It's just so cute. And then I got some like space themed posters and stuff, but not everything I hung up in here is space themed, because I think it's realistic that like kids have multiple interests. I say that as I put up a bunch of alien posters, but I got a couple of other things in here as well. And I really liked these side tables, which are like storage units that came from, I believe those are from the Dream Home Decorator pack. I thought that they were really cute. So I ended up putting those there. We got all kinds of little figurines and stuff up on top. We have some arts and crafts that they've done, a little pillow on the floor, and then we'll be putting a dresser over here as well. There's so many cool space themed items in this game, so it's really nice to be able to include those. And I was going to put a height chart here regardless, and then I remembered there was the spaceship one, so I needed to include that. And I ended up getting just a bunch of decor up on this dresser to make it feel lived in. So we have like a little horse bank thing and arts and crafts, and I ended up getting another rug in here just to make it a little bit more cozy. We get some My Sim posters and like books and stuff. Just really trying to clutter up the space. I have a little robot head. Maybe they're into robotics, and that's something they're working on in school, more crafty stuff. And that's mostly what's in this room. We just get a toy box, and then we're moving on to our second bedroom. This one is also for a kid that likes pink and yellow. I just was really inspired by this bed from the horse pack, so I had to grab that, and then I tried to tie in the colors with all of the other stuff, and I think it looks really cute in the end. I was thinking that this sim was trying to figure out what they're interested in, but maybe they're kind of into reading and writing, so I do have like a nice desk over here with space for all of their binders, and they also have their little lunchbox and like little containers of stuff. We have this adorable mirror with all the nail polishes under it next to the bed. And I just got lots of posters and stuff in here. I feel like this is a younger sim that's trying to figure out what they're interested in. And so they have a lot of different interests and a lot of bright colors in their space. This kind of reminds me of my room growing up, except my room wasn't pink and yellow. It was like every color, primarily animal print. Like it was cheetah print, everything. But it still gives the same vibes as my room growing up. So I really enjoyed that one. And then the last room we're going to do up here after we finish the like shared bathroom for the kids is going to be for a teenager who is really into music, and their whole room is like black and red. And I love that room. I think it has so much personality and really shows some of that like teenage angst, which was something I really wanted to include in this home, because I feel like just having a variety of different Sims is fun. Where we have like the newborn baby of this new family, we have the kids from the previous marriages, and they all have different personalities and how they're handling, life living in this home with, one of their parents and their step parents. And I just think it would be a really fun storyline to explore, and a very realistic one. I know I've done stuff like this before, but I've specifically been asked to do this. So I thought I would create a house like this with that dynamic in mind, and probably name the video that so that anyone looking for this sort of dynamic in a home could easily find this. But this is the teenager's bedroom I had mentioned. I used a lot of posters from the high school years pack. They just worked so perfectly in here. I was able to add a closet in here and a built-in desk space. I just wanted everything to be black and kind of basic looking, but I think it looks so nice. It all matches together very, very well. And I loved the locker storage in the corner. I've always had like a little locker side table thing that I got as a child. It was hot pink when I was a kid, but in college, I spray painted it black. So I have like a black locker, and I feel like I'm never going to get rid of it because as a child, it was like my first big purchase. It was like $20 in the early 2000s. I think I got it at the like Burlington Coat Factory, if I'm remembering correctly. And it just feels like a special thing to me because I remember being like, $20 is so much money. And it still is, but like it was so much more money then. And I was a young child. But I loved this locker piece, so I feel like it's gonna live with me forever. It currently stores like all of my old DS games in it, but yeah, that room's done now. And then I realized I didn't put a trash can in the kitchen, so we're just doing that. And I'm gonna finish up the side yard. I have swing sets and a monkey bar set out here, and then I got lots of landscaping. I believe I also ended up putting a table and a grill and a couple of planter boxes out here as well. So you have a couple of activities and scale building items to utilize in this household. And I just think it came out so nice. I feel like it fits this lot really well. And I'm just overall really proud of this house. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And if you click that bell, it will turn on notifications so you'll be notified when I upload. But yeah, let me know what other builds you would like to see on the channel. I would love to incorporate some more of your suggestions before and after the new pack comes out. So it could be apartment stuff or not related at all. I'm always interested in hearing what y'all want to see on the channel. And thank you so much for watching. Please enjoy those screenshots and I will see you all in the next one. Bye everyone.